Let us go through conditionals in Python. We typically use if-else for conditionals. Let us perform a few tasks to understand how conditionals are developed using Python as programming language. We'll create a variable I with 5, then we'll write a conditional to print whether I is even or odd. So this is how you can assign 5 to I. I is of type integer and it have 5 in it. Now this is how you can actually write a simple if-else condition to print even or odd based upon the number. If the number is divisible by 2, then we want to print it as even, otherwise we want to print it as odd. We should be able to run this. Because 5 is not divisible by 2, it will go to the else part and it will print odd. When it comes to syntax, you have to start with the if like this. Then you can specify the condition either in brackets or without brackets. Both will work, but the best practice is to not use brackets. So this also will work. This is the best practice. Then you have to end the if specification with colon like this. Then you can actually provide whatever logic you want to execute when this condition is true. Then you can specify else. Else also has to end with a colon like this. Then you can actually specify the logic whatever should be executed if the condition is false. In this case, we are just printing whether even or odd. If you want, we can actually develop a complete code depending upon the business requirements. Now, when it comes to traditional programming languages like C, C++, Java, etc., there is something called as ternary operator. This is how it will look like. So you will specify the condition. It need not be in the brackets, but I'm using brackets here. Then the question mark. After question mark, you have to pass the logic which needs to be executed if the condition is true. So let me specify it as on true. This is just a pseudocode. Then colon, then on false. So if the condition fails, it will execute the logic which is provided after the colon. If the condition is true, then this will be executed. This is how a typical ternary operator is provided as part of programming languages like C, C++, Java, etc. When it comes to Python, this is how a ternary operator look like. So you just have to specify on true first. The syntax is like this: on true, then condition, then you have to say else, on false. Now in this case, if I is divisible by 2, we want to print it as even. That's why we have print of even like this. Then the condition to check if I is divisible by 2 or not. Else, whatever logic that needs to be executed if the condition is false, which is nothing but print of odd. So this is how the ternary operator look like in Python. When it comes to traditional programming languages such as C, C++, Java, etc., this is how the ternary operator look like. Now let's improvise it to check if I is 0 and print 0. But if it is even, it will print even. If it is odd, it will print odd. This is how you can actually specify multiple elses. So in this case, if I equal to 0, we are saying I is 0 like this. So in this case, we don't need to specify the brackets because 0 is not a variable. We just have to hard code like this. However, if I is divisible by 2, then I want to print the value of I and I want to say is even. This is one of the way you can actually pass the variables to the print statement and print whether I is even or not. In this case, I will be replaced with the actual number. And then if it is odd, this will be executed. Now to take the input from the user, we have a function called as input as part of Python. We are leveraging that and we are typecasting it to int because we want to pass integer numbers and we want to check whether the number is even or not. So that being said, I can run this. It will prompt me for the number. Let me enter 5 here and hit enter. Then 5 will be assigned to I. Now we should be able to run this and you can check that it have printed 5 is odd because none of these two conditions are satisfied. Now if I run this again and if I enter 0, we need to hit enter here. We need to enter the number and we have to hit enter. Then only the number will be accepted into I. Now we should be able to run this and it says I is 0. If I enter even number here, let's say 10. 10 is divisible by 2 and hence this will be satisfied. This will not be satisfied and hence it will go to the else part. As part of else, we have elif as well as the else. If you have multiple elifs, it will check against all those elifs. If none of them satisfies, then it will actually go to the else part. So in this case, I is not equal to 0 and hence it will go to this elif. As 10 is divisible by 2, it will actually execute this piece and come out of it. Now you can actually see the result is 10 is even. I haven't hit enter here. That's why it did not work. Let me hit enter. Now we can see that output says 10 is even. There is something called as none in Python. It is special object which represent nothing. At times we need to check against none, especially when we take care of database operations or database programming. There might be null values in the database tables. We want to process those as part of the Python as programming language. In that process, we might have to compare against none. If that is the case, this is how it will look like. In this case, I am using ternary operator. I am saying print not none. If n is not none, we don't need to say n not equal to none or anything. We can just say if n. If it is not none, it will just return true. Otherwise, it will return false. So in this case, when we say if n, if it is not none, it will print not none. Otherwise, it will print n, which is nothing but none. In this case, n is assigned to none. That's why you see none here. However, if you actually improvise like this, and then if you try to copy paste this, and let's use traditional if condition, then this one. In this case, I am saying n equal to, or we can even say I equal to, then we can say if I print not none, else print n. So in this case, if you want to specify in one line, you can specify like this if you use conventional if else. If it is ternary, column should not be there. If it is not ternary operator, column should be there, but we can specify in one line. Even this one can be moved to one line like this. Now we should be able to run this. As 10 is not none, it is saying not none. Or we can also improvise on it by saying f of, in curly braces, I is not none like this. Now it will say 10 is not none. So this is how you should be able to compare against none values. As part of conditionals, we also perform Boolean operations such as Boolean OR and Boolean AND. Let's perform few tasks to understand more about how Boolean OR and Boolean AND can be implemented using Python as part of the conditionals. The first one is take the age of the baby and determine the category of the baby from the age perspective. The categories are nothing but newborn or infant, toddler, grown-up, or youth. If the baby is younger than 6 months, then the baby is supposed to be newborn or infant. If the baby's age is between 7 months to 18 months, then he or she is supposed to be toddler. If the baby's age is between 19 months and 144 months, which is nothing but 12 years, then the baby is supposed to be grown up. Above that, up to 216 months, he is supposed to be youth. After that, adult. Now we'll be taking age as input. It can be in months. Let's take the example of 60 months, which is nothing but 5 years. As per these rules, the baby is supposed to be grown-up baby. Now I can hit enter. Now age contains 60, which is of type integer. Now this is how the if condition can be developed. So if age is less than or equal to 6, then print newborn or infant. Else if the baby's age is between 6 and 18, which is nothing but months here, then we need to print toddler. So this is nothing but an example for Boolean AND. Similarly, if the age is between 18 months and 144 months, then the baby will be printed as grown up. Between 144 and 216, it will be youth. Otherwise, it will be adult. So this is how you should be able to leverage Boolean AND operations using this syntax. Now we should be able to run this. As we have provided 60 as input for age, it have printed grown up. If you actually run this again and if you give 5 months, then it will be newborn or infant. I have to again enter this, then I have to go down and then run this. Now you can see that it is printed as newborn or infant. Now let's perform another task. We need to check if the number is even or divisible by 3. So this is an example for Boolean OR. This is how it will look like. We'll be taking an integer and as input. Let me enter 5 here. It is an odd number. It is neither divisible by 2 nor it is divisible by 3, which means it is neither even nor divisible by 3. And you can see the output here. It says the number is even or divisible by 3 only if the condition satisfies. As the condition did not satisfy, it did not print anything because we haven't provided any else condition for this. Now if I enter 2, which is nothing but an even number, it will say number 2 is even or divisible by 3. Similarly, if you say 6 here, even for 6, it will give the same output. It will say number 6 is even or divisible by 3. And the task, check if the number is even and divisible by 3. We are again taking the number here. Here, if number is divisible by 2 and number is divisible by 3, then it will actually print number is even or divisible by 3. Actually, it is and divisible by 3, not or. If number is only divisible by 3 but not even, then it will say number is divisible by 3 but not even. If number is even, then it will just say number is even but not divisible by 3. This is how you can actually develop the if conditions with Boolean AND operator to take care of tasks like this. So let's give a number 5 here. it does not satisfy any of these conditions, and hence it will just return nothing. You can see here it did not print anything. However, if I give the input as 6, it is both even and also it is divisible by 3. For that reason, it will say number 6 is even and divisible by 3. Let me run this and you can see the output here. So this is how you should be able to perform Boolean AND or Boolean OR operations. You can also use negation operation. There is a operator called as NOT. You can leverage that and you should be able to take care of the negation also. So let me take care of an example here. So in this case, let's take the input. We will be using the same one here. Let me take it as 10. So instead of saying if I mod 2 equal to 0, I will say if not I mod 2 equal to 0. If I mod 2 is not equal to 0, then we have to print odd, right? So this is how the negation will look like. If not I mod 2 equal to 0, then we have to say print f I is odd, because if it is not divisible by 2, it is odd. You can actually run this because we have passed 10, which is divisible by 2. It did not print anything. However, if I actually enter 9, which is not divisible by 2, it will actually print 9 is odd. You can see the output here. Let me hit enter here and then you can see the output. 9 is odd. This is how the negation can actually be used to actually take care of negation operations on top of the conditions. Not is the operator which we can leverage for the negation purpose. So this is how we can actually write simple if conditions as per our requirements. We will actually look into a lot more complex examples as we get into advanced topics such as collections and so forth. For now, if you practice these if else conditions and if you are comfortable with those things, you are good to go. Even as part of the next topic, when we talk about for loops, we will be using these if conditions as part of the for loops also, and hence you will be a bit comfortable with the if else conditions by the end of the next topic. And also as you go through the course, you will be writing a lot of code using loops, conditions, etc. So even if you are not comfortable by the end of this module or section, you should be able to take care of those gaps as you get into advanced topics at a later point in time.